cell. And this entitlement cell, I want you to listen to me very. One thing that you pick up, please pick this one thing up from this hour of time that I'm away from you. This little entitlement cell is going to grow. And it's going to make you believe that you are entitled to more than anyone else that was born on the same day as you. Perhaps in Bong Kedah, Perak, or Setiawan, in Bong Kedah, Kelantan, or Setiawan, Perak, or in Muka, Sabah. I'm just showing off my understanding of geography now. Towns you never knew existed. Not bad, huh? Yeah. And that's what it's going to do, is that this sense of entitlement is going to fuck up your life. Because you're always going to believe that where you are, or what you have achieved, is significantly less than what you should have achieved on the basis of the boxes that you tick in your life. Please remember this one point. I have seen so many good, talented, special people. And joking aside, you are special because you guys grew up in an era of unprecedented economic progress. You are special. There is potential for you. You're all talented in one way or another. The point is, the moment you let one cell of that go to your head, you are fucked. Because there is no check and balance to stop how this cell is going to grow and multiply. And one day you're going to wake up and say, what the hell, man? I have a middle management job. I'm earning X amount of money a month. I should be worth more than this. And if you have a high sense of legitimate expectation, that ruins the way in which you look at the world. And I have met so many young, middle-aged, and old people that die with a sense of expectation, a legitimate expectation of themselves, based on the fact that they think they're hot shit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You guys understand what I'm trying to say? I cannot emphasize this more. And there's more to this chart, and there's just one more that I want to show. So you get this right. You want stop. And this is the legitimate expectations part. This is where you think you should be. This is where you are. And this is the frustration and disappointment. And what amplifies it even more is this tweeting and sharing and posting scroll up. And because of all this stuff, the image of the photos that you post or the tweets that you tweet. I think one minister called it a tweet, right? Instead of tweet, right? The things that you tweet. And thus you think that your friends are actually up here because that's the public image of where they are. But in reality, they're probably as screwed up as you are in terms of their expectations versus reality. So, I have no doubt, look around the room today, I'm sure you guys are going to keep a list of participants. I have no doubt that if you fast forward 15 years, not even 20 years, many of you in this room are going to have achieved what most Malaysians can only ever dream of achieving. I'm pretty sure of that. Because they have the world's best CIA type filtering program on the case. They know how to pick you guys up. But please do not allow your lives to be run by this one thing. I cannot repeat it enough, I'm so sorry. This one thing called a sense of entitlement. Expectation and entitlement, legitimate expectation that you feel need. Sorry, let me explain. A legitimate expectation has actually got a silent open bracket, IL, close bracket. It's actually an illegitimate expectation. But because it starts from within, it becomes a legitimate expectation. For example, I wake up every morning thinking, I should be a slim person. Laugh at something. And I tell myself, why am I not a slim person? Because I love eating. But my expectation is that I should be a slim person. Now, an illegitimate expectation internalized or essentially starting, seeded from an internal thought or feeling becomes a legitimate expectation. And that's what drives a sense of entitlement. You cannot have a sense of entitlement. Because if you do, you're screwed. Many of you here, let me ask you a question, how many here would accept a starting salary of 3,000 ringgit when you graduate a month? Hands up. And why would you accept it? Sorry? How many of you here will be disappointed if the guy next to you... So what's your name again? Bro, you didn't have to pick up the tie, it was okay. Now you feel that alone. But you're fine earning 3,000 ringgit a month, so long as the guy next to you also earns 3,000 ringgit a month. This is a concept I see again happening all over the world, because it's okay so long as the guy's got the same deal as me. That's not the way it works in life, unfortunately. Okay, so I was supposed to speak for 15-20 minutes. I think it's been half an hour. The point I want to bring up with you all is we are going through an extremely difficult time in this nation's history. We're going through the most difficult time in this nation's history. What you heard before me was one side of the story. There is another 11 sides of the story that exist these days in modern day stories that you have not heard. And I'm not here to give a political speech or whatever. Because it is an extraordinarily difficult period in our history, it's going to create uncertainty. And so when we think about what was important in our careers, having fulfilling versus secure career, thinking about Lucy's grandparents and where they wanted security and certainty, there's going to be this massive mismatch between what you think you've grown up through 20. How old is the oldest person here? 22? 23? Nothing like that. You've grown up from the 1990s essentially believing that the roads are paved with gold. Pretty much. Regardless of what background you come from as a family. It doesn't matter whether you come from a lower middle income family or a high middle income family. But if you look around you, you believe that there is this amazing path. But because we're going to face uncertainty, a lot of what you believe in is going to be broken and shattered. And you must be prepared for that. And so a certain amount of mental resilience and a patience is expected. The ability to delay gratification is probably, you can't just say, I'm going to wait something for something to happen, therefore delay gratification. This patience and the ability to delay gratification is going to separate the men from the boys, the women from the girls. I think those of you who take it as they come, don't moan so much, and essentially apply yourselves in a way that is, okay, like, I want to win the war, not the battle. You understand the difference, right? I want to win the war, not the battle. I'm willing to put up with this crap because I'm willing to be unhappy with the first 5 years of my career because I'm willing to this and that. Those are the ones that are going to grow up wiser and stronger, as opposed to those jumping around. I'm so concerned for you Gen Yers because if I thought that this country and the world at large, first of all, I don't think capitalism is working, but that's a topic for another day. But if the world at large is going to go through this period of another 20 years of superb economic progress, where the middle class is getting bigger, etc., 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 then fine, you guys can be as unicorn out of your ass as you want. It's absolutely fine. But it's not going to be that way. It's going to be tough. And because it's going to be tough, you better control all the elite or command control power, whether you're in the Cupertino or Redmond world. You better go and figure out what it takes to find that mental strength and that inner strength in order for you to see through difficult times. I don't want to be a doomsayer here. Okay, but what I'm saying is that it's going to be significantly more difficult than what you thought. So, if there's one thing, and I'm thinking myself for the 11th time I can leave you with is, at a point where you feel that you're being treated unfairly, that someone else is doing better than you, and you think that something is wrong, ask yourself a simple question. Do I feel that way based on fact? Empirical numbers and fact as opposed to anecdotal evidence? Am I asking, do I feel that I'm being treated unfairly? I'm getting a poor hand because someone said, you know what, you're worth more than this. Or your parents made you believe you're worth more than this. Talking about the career context or in a life success context. Ask yourself the question, is it based on fact or is it based on a sense of the time? I'm open to any questions that you may have, but I'm depressed also. Yes! I'm doing